There's an old joke.
Here's a joke, boy.
Here's a joke.
This reminds me of a joke.
I know a joke.
Want to hear a joke?
I know one joke.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a great joke. Please. I love jokes.
How about this? Okay.
I see what you're doing here. You put me on the spot.
You guys want to hear a funny joke my grandpa told me?
Do you want to hear my Fox Force 5 joke?
Duffy, listen to me, man. I want to tell you a story.
There's this farmer. There's a mollusk.
There's this lawyer with 3 questions.
There are 2 people in a wood.
So there's this guy, Walsh, you understand? He's tired of screwing his wife.
Man walks out of his house on his way to work, sees this snail lying on his porch.
This snail is standing in front of the Cadillac salesman, see?
Man's drowning. Prays to God for help.
A woman's very afraid of the size of her opening.
What is she afraid of?
The size of her opening.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
KGB.
KGB?
Viva ask the question!
What the hell was that?
A Mexican, a Jew, and a colored guy go into a bar.
This guy comes into a bar.
So this family walks into a talent agency.
2 elderly women are at a Catskill Mountain resort.
So Steve said he had to go to the doctor.
The doctor tells him you need an operation.
3 tomatoes are walking down the street.
Dwarf walks up to her carrying a suitcase.
Rich man and a poor man have got the same wedding anniversary.
And they wake up on the morning of that 50th anniversary.
This black fella says to the Jew lawyer.
2 fags decide they want a baby.
Moses and Jesus are playing golf.
Jesus leans off the cross and whispers to Peter.
Boy, the food at this place is really terrible.
He calls a physicist to help.
The first person gets down on his knees to pray.
The bartender looks up and says,
Honey, this one's eating my popcorn.
So his friend says to him, hey,
no thanks.
And he says,
I'm gonna bet you $300.
Her mother says, don't worry, sweetheart.
In 50 years, there's one thing that's been missing.
The second person starts lacing up his boots.
and he says,
Ketchup.
Dead silence. Goes on for about a minute, 2 minutes.
Then the father gets up and says, and now for our impersonation of the victims of 9/11.
A few minutes later, rowboat comes by.
so he says, well, how did the Chinese do it?
Go to the market, get some raw liver, put it in there, he'll never know the difference.
Oh, my God.
She says, yes, I'll do it.
She says, how much? She says, why not? He says, all right.
And then he lets it rip.
Well, she smiles, looks him straight in the eye and says,
You give me cows with halos and Indians making love?
So she lays down on the bed.
They have 8 hours of sex after their marriage.
then they go back and they screw a little bit more, and then they go out and they contemplate the moon or something like that. Makes it more exciting.
Mary looks up at him and she goes,
I'm sorry, but that was just amazing. That was the best fuck I've ever had in my life.
To which the barman says, may I push in your stool?
So he's walking home now. He can't wait to get home. Oh, this is not so bad.
Oh, yeah, this is great. Will you finish the fucking joke already? Goes in the back of the bar.
And then, so the lawyer says,
What happened? What happened? Tell me, tell me.
So he shoves his hand down his pants, comes out with a gob of extra chunky Jif.
And then they made me their chief.
Jesus turns to Moses with a satisfied grin.
A Chinaman goes to see the eye doctor.
So I ask him, don't you think that's a little expensive?
yeah, it's expensive, he says. I'm a Jew, you nigger.
And not only would you not be mad about it, you'd be happy.
It only works with spherical chickens in a vacuum.
The other one says, yeah, I know, and such small portions.
God says, for crying out loud, I sent you 2 boats and a lifeguard. What the hell did you expect?
She looks at him and says, hey, what's the matter with you? You're screwing just like a Chinaman.
P.S. Your vagina is in the sink.
P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Go fuck yourselves.